Alright, so today's video, we are back with another Where Are They Now? For anybody new to this series. We watched somebody we've watched previously, and then we also try to guess where they're at rank-wise now. So previously, when we watched them, it was 9 months ago. They were a Plat 3 support on PC. The previous matchup, this support previously had issues dealing with a Genji. The entire team counter-swapped to Genji, but it still wasn't enough because they weren't taking space away from the enemy team. My suggestion was to go Lucio and speed the team in, which is funny because now I could just say go Juno and speed the team in. They say, last time I submitted, I was being a bit nice to my teammates. This time, I'm not holding back. Oh no. All right, here we go. My tank kept going out of position and caused us to lose the first 2 points after they died too early. The enemy team had a Genji that was absolutely popping off, similar to the last game I sent you that my DPS could not handle, and it just felt like we were getting snowballed. I thought my Ana gameplay was just okay, aside from some nade misses, but I don't know if there was anything I could have done to salvage the situation. I ended up swapping to Moira on our attack round and made it my mission to ruin this Genji's day and make him regret one trick in this menace of a hero. Although I never ended up taking your advice on trying Lucio in these situations, just because I can't get the hang of them, that's okay. I have been working on my overall support skills, positioning, ability usage since the last time you reviewed my video. I will suggest Juno this time, though. I think Juno can bring that same type of speed boost as Lucio. Would appreciate any tips and feedback, especially on Ana gameplay. She's been a hero that I've been trying to get better at, but I find my gameplay inconsistent. Thanks. Okay, so they were Plat 3 support last time. So let's see, we'll have a general idea of where they're at now. Here we go. Keep in mind, there is a current glitch with the spectator view where I won't be able to see the health bars of the Ana teammates, which hopefully is fixed by the time this video is on YouTube, because Season 13 will be out by then. Here we go. Positioning's fine. Zooming in at a good angle. I'm okay with this. Yep. Remember, I see a lot of Anas do this. You don't need to throw a 45-yard touchdown pass with your Ana grenades. You can arc them a little bit lower. I see a lot of Anas overthrow their grenade because of that. They were Plat 3 before, yes. I definitely need to work on your Ana grenades. You did mention that, but I just want to double the point on that you definitely should. Good job with position, though. I like that you kind of kept alive here. Just a really unlucky cleanse timing. Oh, wait. The reason why the Genji is doing so well early on is because your teammates died really early. So I definitely want you to take into account one thing, that it's not always just because you're getting, like, your teammates are just getting rolled by a Genji. It's just like Genji benefits from, like, isolated 1v1s, and when your teammates, when you lose your Reinhardt right away and then everybody spreads out, like, the Genji will benefit from that. So be careful of that. Yep. Good recognition of that. Good job pinging. That was good. Hearing the Cassidy stomping, trying to take advantage of that. That's fine. Trying to heal your Rein. Your Rein definitely plays a little bit too aggro, but like this goes back to what I've talked about before. And while I was actually happy that you went for the Cassidy there in hindsight now, one thing I think you've done so far is that you kind of trend toward missing your teammates for a second. Does that make sense? Like you like forget about your tank, and then when you finally look back at them, they're low HP. So something I try to do is, even if I hit a Cassidy flank in there, try to ping it like you did, but then worry about your tank. I'm not saying that your tank is playing well or perfect there. It's just more on the lines of, like, there's more you can do to help your Rein in that situation. Sometimes you need to adjust the playstyle around what your teammates are playing, rather than try to play around the playstyle that you want to play every game. And I know it's just good to be able to adapt to that. Obviously, you want to play in, like, your comfort zone, but sometimes, unless you're 5-stack and you ain't going to get the same teammates doing the same things every game. That right there is not on your Rein, and that's not on you. That is a good team play by the other team. I'll be real with you. All right, it's Ramatra time. Do not nano your Ramatra right now. No nano. Play it safe. Save your nano for your Ramatra next team fight. I don't think there's any other hero I would really nano on your team. Good on a grenade. Position's okay. Nano your Ramatra. This would be the correct play. I'll still give it the correct play because it clears out the Rein here and guarantees the team fight win. Although, I think your timings are off. They didn't have Nemesis form, did they? Next time, even though I think Nano and the Ramatra's fine, wait till they have Nemesis form so they can actually do something with that. It felt like once they bobbed, you wanted to wait on that. I wouldn't Nano Bob. It felt like once you had Bob, wait an extra second and then Nano them. Like when they're not like at the tail end of their Nemesis form. Because I hate that as Ramatra when I get nanoed, like late in a Nemesis form or right at the beginning of it, because I feel like I can't do anything. I'm just like, hello everybody! I hope you're all having a good day! You know what I mean? I don't know, like I know you said you like didn't want to hold back on your teammates this time around, but I also feel like this is just a team effort loss, because even right there, when your Ramatra was up close there, you chose to nano your Ramatra at a spot that wasn't going to be good for your team. So while you want to blame your other tank and be like, or blame your tank and say they could have done better here, could have done better there, etc. At the same time, like nanos like that are also a big part of that. That nano, the timing that you had on that nano, at least in my opinion, was like, that was the difference maker of third point for that specific moment. Because if you nano your Ramatra when they start to re-aggress back in, you probably can win that. Instead, you waste your nano, your Ryan doesn't know what to do with it, and you just fall over. So, at least something to look forward to, or like try to fix on that one, you know? Alright, let's continue on here. This is where you said you went Moira, because you wanted to make the Genji. Also, little side note, I don't feel like the Genji is doing as much as you think the Genji's doing. Maybe I'm missing some stuff here, and I haven't seen some of the plays that I should see, but I don't feel like it's the Genji. Feels like your team in general, all 5 of you got rolled, you know? We'll see, though. We'll see how this half goes. Now you're on Moira because you said you wanted to kill the Genji.
Thank you so much.
I mean, you did what you said you wanted to do. That Widow's probably dead because you didn't go for him, but good healing orb. One in the room at least. My healing orbs just go to the sky. I love how that Kiriko can see you, but you can't see them at that angle. Yeah, remember, you want to focus with your team, help your team. I think your Rhine could have been helped there after a certain point because they already lost their Reaper away from the team fight, so you probably have an opportunity. Also, you saw Genji blatantly deflected, and your first reaction was to deflect into the Genji. Remember, Genji can deflect Moira orb, both damage and healing orb. I want to point that out. I'm fine with the damage orb. That healing orb was necessary. Big slam time. Big slam! How did only one person get shattered there? That was great. Yep. Team got distracted. Remember, you do have another support also. Your Brig would appreciate a little bit of help. So what about Juno Ultimate? I mean, it depends. I mean, I think Juno Ult's a tough say because I don't know if people are winning with Juno Ultimate as frequently as like in a match. So I don't know. Maybe? I think if anything, if they were going to adjust Juno Ultimate, adjust how quickly you get it. It feels like you get it too quickly. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna be real with you, by the way. I don't think this is like a... I don't think your teammates are playing as bad as you think they are. And I know that... Like, maybe I'm wrong on that, but like, look what their Genji just did. I think this is a more of a... Your team had a really rough start on defense and couldn't stop their snowball. More than your teammates are bad. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that's what it feels like to me. Is like, you just had a bad start as a team, and then like, you're like, oh, my team must suck. But like, sometimes, even the best teams will have maps like that. You get snowballed, they hit a really good fight, or they have a really good team fight, they get a lucky deflect, the Ana on the team nanos a Ramatra when they're done with Nemesis for them. Like, now your team's playing aggressive, they're getting picks, they're not letting the other team settle, the other team's running in, getting rolled, their Winston has low HP, your Brig who needs your help is just, you're just sitting there. Remember, you can help your teammate, the card can you can take a second away from the card if you need to be. Okay, now there's a Genji that's low, like, you notice how you wanted to comment on your team, but now that your team is rolling them, what's the problem now? Because your team is doing exactly what the other team did to you on second point. Now, granted, your team needs to go in here and win this, but like, I'm just saying, I feel like there's a little bit, you know, for your team being as bad as you were mentioning them being, they're doing a pretty good job of clutching these team fights. Because keep in mind, by the way, if you are able to push the cart about 75% of the way on second point icon wall without having to do anything, I would say that your teammates are playing pretty well at that point. You didn't have to do anything at that point. You did one thing. You threw a healing orb at the bridge because of how well your teammates are playing in that situation. Okay, now you have Moira ultimate. Don't be afraid to be aggressive here. Keep the momentum. They made a lot of swaps. They're going to have nano, so expect a nano here. But don't be afraid to just go in with your ultimate in 3, 2, 1, and go. This is your time, and they're all stuck there. There's no TP. They can't escape. Go. Don't give them space. This is on you. You can set the tempo. Okay, you know what? I'm okay with the timing. Just a little bit off. You knew they were going to nano. That's fine. Don't just stop shooting the Orisa. Just, yeah. There you go. Your teammates will grind them down eventually. Nice. Good brig ult. Good aggressive ult by you. It forced them back. It forced out their only ultimate. And just like that, look at that. Just like that. You see? Looks like one of their teammates just left. That's not nice. Did you make the Genji leave? Or what's going on here? Did the Genji just leave? They've already lagged out or something. There's no way they just left. Like, it's probably just like an unlucky DC or something. They'll be back. Did they say they had enough of the Moira? I'm sorry, they had enough of what? The Moira? The Moira standing on cart, pushing it for 85% of the game? Dude, that would really piss me off, too. I'd be out of there in a heartbeat, right? I killed the Genji like twice. I'm sure it was more than that, but like, I don't think that's... The Genji's back? Yeah, there you go. I think it was a lag out. They're like, oh man, that Moira pushing the cart all the way through second really pissed me off. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't tell you about resource management because I can't see their HP bar, but I think they were low. I hate this bug right now in the spectator, but maybe they've been playing for 10 hours straight. Oh, they got the memory leak. That would have been a classic. Okay, I do need to point one thing out here because I think this could be super helpful. In a sense, you mentioned, oh, hey, my tank's playing too aggro. My tank's doing this. But, like, are you telling your Ramatra, hey, I'm backing up there? Because I watch you heal your Ramatra. So if I'm the Ramatra in that situation, let's go from the Ramatra's point of view. I go, oh, my Moira's healing me. I can play aggressive. But then you just randomly leave your Ramatra, and if you don't let them know that, then how is the Ramatra going to know that you're not there to heal them? You see a problem there where, like, I mean, unless you're saying, hey, Ramatra, I'm backing up, and then you back up and they keep going in, that's a different story. But if you're not letting them know that, and then you expect them to also back up when you do, they're not going to know that you're doing that, right? So they definitely need to know in some way. And you can also try to do, like, the ping system, too. Like, you know, go here. That's also helpful if, like, say you're not in voice or anything like that. Just something to, like, kind of give them an idea that you're not going to be there supporting them in the way that you were just 5 seconds prior. Okay? So I would say, like I said, for example, you can let them know if you're in voice, if you're not, maybe, like, ping a few times, like, I can heal you here, whatever that one is. Like, I think it's a default one that you have on support. Just something to let them know. And if they don't listen at that point, like, you at least try to give them that information, you know? Don't be afraid to Moira ult this, but I would definitely try to save it if you get another kill. I don't think you have to ult now. Yeah, you're good. Don't ult yet. Don't ult yet, unless they overpush. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the come to me for healing thing. Something like that could just be helpful. Like, it's not going to be perfect, I'll be honest with you. Like, I miss ping system sometime. Like, I'll miss what, like, a ping system call out too. But it's better than nothing, you know what I mean? How do you come to me for healing? I think you, like, hit your middle mouse button or something like that on the tank. What was that ultimate? I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of didn't pay attention to that Moira ultimate, but I can pause right now and tell you I am very surprised to see that Moira use their ultimate. That's all I got for you. I'm just very surprised to see that Moira used ult with having 0. Let me just see it again. I'll just rewind it. I was talking to Chad about that, and I missed it. Okay, let's see. Let's watch it again. Because remember, your teammates were playing terribly, and you were playing perfect on this one. You didn't say that. I'm just memeing, but here we go. I'm gonna be real with you. There is no way you can get mad at your teammates with ults like this. I just want to point that out. I like that sound though. We got to hear that sound. That was pretty cool. Basically that was a bad ult. There was no reason to ult that. You have like, what is the point of not ulting that? I mean, what is the point of ulting that? Because like there was only one person there. The kill feed was lit up with a bunch of kills. I know you're gonna probably win this either way because your teammates, like, they lost their tank, which apparently has been an issue for their team. But you know, get in the habit of good ults there. You know. All right, maybe your ult was good because that was terrible. No, maybe your ult was good because you know what? You wouldn't have been able to use it. You just got rolled by a Junkrat, absolutely annihilated. All right, let's see how your defense goes. You had a rough defense last time, which in my opinion wasn't as bad as you thought it was on that one. Do we know? No, we don't know, but they always do drops at the beginning of the season. So usually it's an Overwatch skin, unless they shifted their strategies. All right, their team's all back again. Much better. Keep in mind, this time you're playing close with your Ramatra, so your Ramatra's getting a little bit more, like, protection. They were on Ryan last time, too, and sometimes it's just a hero swap that can help. The Ramatra swap, I felt like... you know what? I don't know if it's necessarily been the Moira swap that's really helped the team fully. It's been a good swap. I'm not saying it's a bad swap. It's more like, I feel like the swap to Ramatra has really helped your team. Because the Ryan just wasn't going as well, and Ramatra can add a little bit more pressure, especially being able to, like, get those, like... you know, those kills on out-of-position players. Like, this has been really good. Yep. You don't know how drops work? Basically, you'll be able to, if you watch streams for X amount of hours, you'll get drops that you can get in-game. Usually, it's like an Overwatch skin. And recently, it's been, like, some really good... Like, their drops have been pretty good recently. Like, really good. So. Yeah, new seasons always have balance changes. I don't know. Sometimes they're really aggressive, and sometimes they're... You know, they don't do as much because they don't have to. So it just depends. We don't really know yet. Good start by your team so far. Remember, see, I also want to point out, I always talk about how one of the best ways to get better at Overwatch is understanding when you would need to adapt to playstyles. And this is one of these moments. I feel like you've adapted to the playstyle of your teammates and you're winning, right? So before, you played passive. You didn't play with your aggressive tank. Then midway through the game, you played with your aggressive tank. And now guess what's happening? Your aggressive tank is popping off. This is why it's important to be able to adjust playstyles on the fly. Because otherwise, if you keep playing a playstyle and your tank keeps playing the playstyle, if one of you doesn't budge, then you're probably going to get rolled. So remember that. Making adjustments is key. It doesn't have to happen right away. You'll hear me in my top 500 games. I'll be like, oh, I gotta make this adjustment now. And it might have been 2 minutes late, but it's the idea of just recognizing adjustments need to be made in those situations. I hope that's helpful. Because that's what's made a difference here, too, is that you're playing more up with your team, and so is your team. So now your Ramatra, who was feeding and making it difficult, is now making it easier on your team by popping off and being able to get the support that he needs to be able to make these plays. So, anyway. Nice pulse bomb by your Tracer. Wait for it. I don't mind the counter ult here. I do want you to remember one thing, that Juno Ultimate's definitely tough to play against, so if your team is capable of backing away, back away and then ult, rather than just do that. But we'll see. Who knows? Get in your Juno Ultimate. Get in the Juno Ultimate. Okay, that's on you. You have Fade. Juno Ultimate has heals. I'd rather see you go into the Juno Ultimate, maybe farm a little bit more damage, maybe get a little bit more plays going, help with a couple things. But that definitely was a big part of the problem. I think you misplayed that a little bit. All right. Fade just got off cooldown. Good call. Let me just watch. I just want to see. 3. Good call. I'll re-give that advice since chat made a good call on that one. Run in right away. Just run into the ultimate right away, rather than have your reaction be to back up and then try to run it. There you go. Yeah, Juno ult heals, but also increases your damage. So I think people underestimate sometimes that in a lost team fight on a bad ultimate, or an ultimate that's not going to be, like, good, that's where you pick up, like, 40-50% ult charge, and they're not going to predict you have a Moira ultimate because they don't know that you were in a Juno ultimate doing that. Like, a lot of people lose track of that, so. Yeah. Oh, I agree. I'm saying I don't think the Juno should have ulted that, but I think you take advantage of it and just go in and build up ult charge. Because you might be at 60% right now if you go in there and do enough right-click damage or, like, get the right, you know... Basically all I'm saying. Like, even on a lost team fight, using your Juno ultimate to build ultimates is good. If it's a bad ultimate. So. Alright, just regroup. You have time. You have plenty of time. They're in overtime. The other team's on their back foot. You don't need to even overdo this. You just need to stack ultimates and play to win. That's it. Good heals on your Cassidy. That was good.
My ultimate ability is charged.
John Bro, thanks for the 13 months for the finish prize. Thank you. Appreciate it. Heck yeah. I like the damage orb here, trying to farm your ult sooner than later. Nice shot on their Ana. I like that your team's playing at the same pace here. You should win off of this. This should be the game. Yep, you have your ults and you just win. Good job. Okay, I'll be real with you. So I do want to like reiterate to you, because you said you wanted to not hold back on your teammates and all this. Like, I don't really think your teammates played as bad as you think they did. I think your teammates had a rough go with things on a team fight that just wasn't going to be as good, and you got snowball. And like, snowball in Overwatch happens. So just to describe what snowball is in Overwatch is, it's when you like never get a retake, and your team never did. That was it. And truthfully, the one time you had an opportunity on your first attack or your first defense to be able to stop them, you did a pretty bad nano, and that didn't help either. So this is why I say sometimes don't just hard focus on like, oh, my teammates are doing this wrong and this wrong, when like, there was plenty of plays that you could have improved on. Now, I saw some good moments out of you. I definitely think, you know, when you play Ana, I want to see you be a little bit more aggressive on the angles and paying attention to your team more. I think sometimes when you're on Ana, one of the problems you ran into was that you would get distracted by like a Cassidy on your flank, and then you're not healing your tank, and then your tank dies. Now, granted, your tank was aggressive, so I will give a little bit of leeway on that one. But I think at a certain point, the reason why Moira worked for you was not because you were able to stop the Genji and make the Genji hate playing Genji. It's because you played with your team. And you played the way that your teammates all wanted to play, which is as a core. And then once you play together as a team, it becomes a lot harder to lose the game. And that's what happened. Obviously, you got lucky with a little bit of DCs in the other team too, but like, they had opportunity to win. Your team had, you know, there's opportunities on both sides. So I definitely like the way you played on that. So definitely an Ana pick up, like, you know, worry more about your tank at times. When you're playing Moira, a lot of what we said, a couple bad ultimates, but you can clean that up by just recognizing it's a bad ult. I think you weren't playing inherently bad, so a lot of what I'll keep just reiterating to you is two things. Keep working on your positioning. Keep making sure that you're really working on like that positioning, as I said. Number two, stop getting into like this mindset of like, oh, my teammates are sucking against these players and I need to make a swap right away and this is what's going on, etc. Really what happened here is your playstyle adjustment is what helped win the game, not your hero selection. And I'm not saying that Moira didn't help there. It's just that your playstyle adjustment is what led to the victory, not the Moira. Remember, you spent all of second point attack just on the Kart. That says your teammates played pretty damn well if they didn't need their Moira to help them at all, except for one team fight that you barely helped them. So the point I'm making is that while your teammates can be, you know, you're going to have teammates that aren't going to play well, there's going to be games where you don't play well. But the best thing you can do is work as a team. And that's what you did, and your team won, so that was great to see. So I think if you keep just, you know, recognizing that if your team has a bad defense, the game's not over. And you don't need to sit there and just get angry. You know, that it's on them. I think there's a lot of room for improvement. Also, make sure to let your tanks know when you back away from them, in case they don't know that you're backing away from them. All right? But you can definitely climb. You got this. Now we're going to try and guess their rank. So previously when we watched them, they were Plat 3. So now it's this one's a tough one. This is going to be a lot harder to guess because I've been 2 for 2 on the where are they nows today. I'm leaning towards Diamond 5 because I still feel like you've climbed. And in some of the Diamond games I've seen, it feels like in Diamond, you start to see the team fights go the way they were, where they're a little bit more together. So I didn't see as many like 1v1s happen, which they happened, especially at the beginning of the game, but that's when people are settling into the rank game. So I want to say Diamond 5. I wouldn't doubt it if like it's like Plat 1, but I want to give like the benefit of like, I think in 9 months, they definitely have clearly mechanically improved. So now the question is has it been a huge improvement to bring them there? So here we go. The new rank is, oh, so close. Diamond 4. They are Diamond 4. I was almost 3 for 3. I was in the right rank. Diamond 4. But you know what, though? Still close. I will take that. I was in the right rank all 3 today. Okay? I want to point this out because I think players have like this, they think like Diamond's going to be like these, everybody's hitting their shots, has 175% accuracy, has the best movement in the world, has the best position, and no. What happens is, as you climb, the things you see in like Plat happen less, but they still happen. Just like the things that happen in Plat still happen in top 500, they just happen less. A lot of like the all over the place, a lot about the even the game sense. You mentioned that, like the game sense, all of that. It doesn't necessarily just like astronomically shift into this unreal difference. It happens less, right? You watched OWCS this weekend. You saw people fall off the map a couple times. It happens. It just happens less. So This definitely reminded me of a Diamond game because of just how there was less of the 1v1s happening, which is why I thought it went to Diamond. Is because there was less of the everybody's around the map, and even though the first team fight was like that, the rest of it was like they were playing as a core. They were using their ultimates a little bit more aggressively, right? So you see that shift in play, but you can still see some of the stuff you would see in Plat or Gold. So I just wanted to point that out. Either way, we were close. You can absolutely climb. You got this. You got this. Good job, though. To be able to climb in 9 months all the way to Diamond, especially with like rank resets, etc. That's impressive. You did a great job. Absolutely good job. You keep it up. Remember, don't try to overreact to what's happening in the game. I think sometimes you just need to like let the team fights happen, settle a bit, and you should be good to go. You got this. You absolutely got this. If you like this video, make sure to like button, subscribe to all 3 YouTubes that haven't, leave a comment. All that helps. If you want to submit your own spectating, look in the description below. You see my Discord. That is where you do that. We also record these live on stream. You can see the Twitch app of the webcam, also stream on YouTube, so stop by if you haven't. With that being said, I hope you have an amazing day/night.